Oklahoma's first congressional district has only elected one Democrat since 1948, James R. Jones, who last served 25 years ago. John Sullivan held the seat for 10 years before losing in June's Republican primary. 3 newcomers are vying for the seat, each trying to make an impression in the campaign's final days.
It was a stunning upset when John Sullivan lost to political newcomer Jim Bridenstine in the Oklahoma primary election. 2 other newcomers, Craig Allen, an independent candidate, and Democrat John Olson, are also vying for the seat. At his campaign headquarters, Olson draws clear distinctions between himself and Bridenstine.
Who beat Congressman Sullivan because he wasn't conservative enough. The most conservative member of the Oklahoma delegation was not conservative enough. So that should give you a little bit of a clue as to the perspective that my opponent has on the world.
There's conservative and there's Tea Party. Are you the Tea Party candidate?
Well, I am a candidate that was backed by the Tea Party. You know, what the Tea Party is, it's a group of folks, they believe in limited constitutional government, low taxes, low regulation, they believe in more freedom. And that's where I fall as well.
Allen is a conservative who also supports the candidacy of Mitt Romney. Allen wants to bring most troops home from foreign soil and have a moratorium on foreign aid. Allen wants to make the federal government smaller.
I think we could probably put an awful lot of people to work by smaller, smarter government. And we need to get these regulations that are choking everybody to death. And we've got to do something to get people back to work. Everybody is afraid to hire. Everybody's afraid that this uncertainty is causing the unemployment problem that we have today.
Bridenstine says he is a federalist who believes states should have more rights than the federal government.
We get our country back on track with more liberty, free markets, limited government, constitutional government, lower taxes, lower regulations. On that side, we believe that if you have a business, we believe you built it, and that we should reward achievement, not punish achievement.
Bridenstine received an MBA from Cornell University after serving as a combat Navy pilot in Afghanistan and Iraq. Olson is also a military man. For 15 years, he has served as an Army policeman in Korea and Afghanistan. He draws on his military perspective to support putting a bigger tax burden on the richest Americans.
Only about 1% of Americans ever serve in the armed forces, and we have asked that 1% to pay our nation's debts in red, and I insist that we ask the wealthiest 1% to pay our nation's debts in green.
Olson believes many loopholes in the nation's tax system need to be eliminated.
They might make a base salary of $100,000 a year, and then they'll get maybe $10 million a year in management compensation. And that's listed as a capital gain, so they pay a much lower percentage of their tax rate. Well, they didn't put any of their own capital at risk, and so that's really salary just under a different name.
Bridenstine believes in a flat tax.
We eliminate the IRS as an institution. We eliminate the 16th Amendment. So we don't tax income, we don't tax businesses, we don't tax capital gains, we don't tax dividends, we don't tax interest income, we don't tax payroll. We don't tax death with the death tax. We eliminate all these taxes.
Bridenstine argues by eliminating those taxes, the cost of goods and services will go down.
And so what we'll see is the prices in our country go down by about 22%, which is amazing for exports, for the manufacturing industry, to get exports going. And of course, then at the point of consumption, we have a low, flat tax on consumption at 23%.
Olson has studied the flat tax proposal and sees the numbers differently.
And replacing it with a 30% federal sales tax on everything that you buy. So instead of paying $50 to fill up your gas tank, you're going to pay $65. Instead of paying $100 for groceries, you're going to pay $130. Instead of $1,000 for your mortgage, it would be $1,300.
He says the flat tax will hurt most working people.
Well, it doesn't take long to realize that this is really going to crush the middle class. And from my perspective, the middle class and small business has been and always will be the engine of our economy.
Olson and Bridenstine sharply disagree on health care reform.
I am absolutely 100% for reforming health care. The first step in reforming health care is repealing the Affordable Care Act.
Bridenstine has several objections to the Affordable Care Act, including concerns about abortion.
If you buy the insurance that conforms to what Obama wants you to have, that insurance includes abortion-inducing drugs, which is antithetical to the beliefs of a lot of people in the 1st District. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. It doesn't matter if you're conservative or liberal. People don't want to be paying for other people's abortions in the United States of America.
Now, I admit that the Affordable Care Act is not perfect, but it is the first step in a many-step process to get us to where we want to be. Some of the economic benefits of it are, when you looked at the Supreme Court's ruling, insurance companies paid back just in Oklahoma $20 million in overcharge fees. Well, that's money back into the economy, and it's not from the government, it's from private insurance companies.
Bridenstine says one way to boost the economy is to improve this country's energy industry.
I want to join Mitt Romney. He has a plan right now. His plan is North American energy independence in 8 years. And that would be so great for the state of Oklahoma. Our energy companies would prosper. Approving the Keystone Pipeline and unleashing America's energy companies to fully pursue energy independence. That's the direction we need to go.
Olson is also for energy independence. He supports the Nat Gas Act, which was championed by former Congressman John Sullivan.
What the Nat Gas Act does is it helps fund or create incentives for private companies to invest in natural gas, to create CNG stations across the country. One of the big benefits, especially for Oklahoma, of this is that 96% of the parts that would be manufactured pursuant to this act would be manufactured in Northeast Oklahoma. So that's a win for Oklahoma manufacturing, it's a win for Oklahoma labor, it's a win for Oklahoma energy, it's better for the environment, I mean it's better all the way around, and it does move us towards energy independence.
Allen is running what he calls a word-of-mouth campaign because he has no campaign money. He hopes people will take the time to learn more about him before the November 6th election.
Well, basically what we're facing is a 90% disapproval rating in Congress. So if we just continue to do the same thing, I don't look for that to change very much.
The latest Federal Election Commission report shows Bridenstine has raised almost $600,000, more than twice as much as Olson.